It is how we explain something to ourselves when something happens that will determine whether you will be successful or not.
Here I am at the Plexus event. It's my third year coming back as MC and speaker. So in the audience, we're gonna have 11,000 people, all entrepreneurs, all really having their own businesses now. And my job, and the job of other people who are gonna be on stage, is to provide them with education, talk about new products, talk about new opportunities so they can grow their business.
We're about 5 minutes away from starting this. We got a lot of good things. We got John Maxwell coming. We got singers coming. We got beautiful ladies coming. Awesome people coming. Say hi.
Yes, Victor!
That
He's awesome! Where is he?
Because I have a different style. They're trying to figure it out. They're waiting for a straight presentation. I'm like, that's not what you're gonna get. If you haven't seen my TV show, you should get cable. That's what you need to do.
From doing a TV show to doing corporate events, I've been so lucky to connect with many passionate entrepreneurs worldwide.
That I think it's arrogant for any speaker to think that they can get up there and change somebody's life. Now, I just said that. It is arrogant to believe that you can get up there and change somebody's life. All you can do, you're a catalyst. You can provide that first spark, right? That goes, huh. Really, but it is then up to them to execute on the plan. And the reason I say that is because I think when you say you're responsible for somebody's success as a speaker, you take away what they've done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your convention host, Victor Antonio.
Give me some noise.
When you get it, if it clicks like it did for me, you'll be able to look at people and understand what is holding them back. And then, once we know what's holding them back, we can what? Nudge them, right? Because we don't push, we what? Nudge.
When I take the stage for the first time, and you've never seen me before, initially for the first 2 or 3 minutes, you're gonna be like, it's like vertigo. You know, you're just gonna be disoriented because you're expecting a straight-laced speech. I don't do that. I come out, I try to impact you in a way. I try to make you do something. I even kind of, push back on you a little bit. I may call you out. I say things. I engage the audience. And for the first 3 to 5 minutes, the audience is like, where's this guy going? But as soon as I get into my first story, or I insert a case study, something that relates to them, then you begin to see the turn. And what makes me different is that ability to kind of shift gears from the stage consistently. Because if you can say, here's some information you can use, let me tell you a story, whatever it is, that back and forth throughout a presentation, and you cycle people emotionally through a presentation, that is how I grab people.
This is our annual convention. It's being held in Orlando, Florida this year. We have it every year. Our first convention in 2011, we had 248 people. We have over 11,000 people here this year in 2018.
Victor, isn't he wonderful? Victor is our MC, and he is introducing each act, each presenter, each talent.
His ability to take a crowd and energize them, to take something and make the point.
What's exciting to me is to realize he's authentic, and everything that he says is who he actually is. So I think he's a fabulous man.
All right, come on. While you're standing, put some of this into it. Come on. All right.
It's been awesome having him. It's been a pleasure working with him. He's a true pro.
Come on, people. You got to grab it. All right? Everybody with me? Are we ready for a great event, yes or no?
They learn tangible behaviors that will help them go back and grow their business.
But more importantly, he's keeping everyone comfortable, he's making people laugh, and he's keeping the energy going. It's actually quite an art.
Plexus is a health and wellness company. They focus on people's health, what you should take, daily diets and things of that nature. But in the direct selling business, which Plexus is in, all you have to do is pay a small fee, we're talking less than $100, and now you have access to sell all their products on wellness. You can actually use their marketing literature, their videos, everything, to get into the business becomes that much easier.
By the way, you rarely see a guy here. That's what they look like. It's a guy. Right? My man. All right. It's going to be an awesome event, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk around,
I'm going to see if I can get people to do some silly things for us. So I guess just so we can entertain ourselves. Follow me. I want to see your happy dance to that camera. Oh, it's the first time?
Yeah. He's our firecracker, our energizer, our battery, right? He keeps us moving. He keeps this event fun.
Oh, let it go. That's not a dance.
And we need that. I mean, it's a long time for our ambassadors to be sitting out there, so much information at once. So I love the fact that he can keep us engaged the whole time.
People ask me what my passion is all the time, and it's one of those things you can't really define. I like helping people. I think if we can just start there, I think I just like helping people, and the more I can help them, I think that's what drives me. You get this feedback from people, when they do something because you showed them something and it worked for them. That little feedback when they come back and say, hey, Victor, we tried this, it worked. That's what drives me. Can we call that passion? I think so.
There's skill, and then there's will. Listen to what I'm saying. There is skill, and then there is will. And here's the interesting thing. I know a lot of people who have a lot of skill, but have no what? Will. Because we know people who should be successful, but what? They're not successful. Why? Right? You ever look at somebody who's successful and you say, why them? Why not you? Yes. Okay, that's me too.
Victor is an amazing coach, and so he coached me before I even got on stage, and it was awesome. So then what he did is he got the most out of me on stage. He did a bit of improv with me, and then he surprised me.
If you look to your left, you might see something. At the count of three, all we're going to say is, happy birthday, Garrett. 1, 2, 3.
All right. That is awesome. Thank you. I was not expecting. And so he made everything a lot easier for me because this is my first time I was presenting to that many people.
See you at 2 o'clock. Thank you, guys.
A lot of people typically see me on stage and says, I want to be just like Victor. Okay, great. Love it. Join the club. But you got to put in the work. Every day I'm pounding it, man. Like I said, I'm reading all the time. I'm on blogs. I'm reading articles. I'm connecting with people. So every day, if you were to ask me how many hours a day I dedicate to the speaking business, I'm going to say minimum 4 to 5. Who do we want to know from? Who do we want to learn from? People who are what? Killing it.
When you got a room this big, is how do you keep everybody engaged, involved in what you're doing? And that's why my voice is hoarse, because you got to bring the power when you're talking to people. This event, lives are being changed. People are learning, they're accepting, they're moving past their barriers.
Victor energized the crowd. The crowd loved Victor. And it's 10,000 people. He's got 10,000 worshippers, basically. They think he's the greatest now. And so he energizes the crowd. He gets them going. He gets them dancing. He gets everyone laughing and things like that.
All right, well, I got to go prepare for a speech. See you guys at 2.
It was good seeing you guys.
Always good to see you guys. We're going to see you guys on Saturday, right?
Hey, short people we've seen in Vegas. Remember you bent down like this with
I would
us?
never do that.
You
That's
did,
so rude. I would never stoop down and take a picture with you. Let me know when you're ready. One of the questions I often get, Victor, how do I get business? I want to be a speaker. I want to be a trainer. How do I get business? The way I do it, I believe in the pull effect, right? I like to pull people towards me because, look, when you look at cold calling and other methods of reaching out, they've become less effective as compared to 10, 15 years ago. If you're not marketing yourself using video, online articles, blogs, really promoting yourself, again, nobody will notice you. So what's our challenge today? If you want to be a speaker, trainer, or in business, how do you get attention? How do you do it? My main angle is video. I got my son and my daughter working with me, and we're producing content all the time, right? So we've become like this machine because we know that, again, if nobody knows you exist, nobody knows you exist. Marketing is the way to go.
Victor's the man. Victor spends so much time with my team. He's a natural on stage. He brings my team to help him with some of his videos. We do Man on the Street with Victor. He interacts with all the ambassadors and really brings a sense of humor and brings everybody's emotions into the stage and into the event right off the top of the day when everybody's kind of sleepy from the day before.
How we doing? Are you enjoying the event?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an awesome event. Did you just lick my microphone? Well, right now we're at the halfway mark. It's a 3-day event. My throat's hurting a little bit. Taking a lot of pictures and all that stuff, which is awesome. So now we're going to head back. I got to prepare for my 20-minute keynote, which is probably going to be the biggest challenge of the day. And I got to keep all this schedule stuff in my head. And I got wonderful people who are awesome. Are we taking a picture?
Yes.
Come, let's take the picture. Walk with me. You got to walk with me. The reason I love this crowd is because these are entrepreneurs, man, just like you and I. These are people hustling, trying to earn some money on the side. But in many cases also, there are people who've created enough income where they are now financially free from having to work for somebody else. I mean, think of the power of that. What if you could have your own business, working from home, dealing with people you like, selling a product you believe in? I mean, does that sound like a good idea? I think so. That's why we're here. Tomorrow afternoon is our product and sales training session, so just wait until you see what's in store for you. My lips are sealed, I can't share, but ooh. So true story. I started in the speaking business, and I came from the corporate side, right? So corporate side is, your basic standard speech. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you just told them. Basic structure of a speech. So when I went on my own, now into the actual speaking market, I tried that. And what was happening is I wasn't getting booked again. It wasn't coming back at me. People weren't booking me. And I go, what's wrong? And I realized that there's things you can control, things you cannot control. I can't control what people think of me, but I can control how I deliver.
Just bear with. I didn't say I was an artist. I mean, stop being judgmental already. Look, he can't draw.
So one day on my way to Orlando, Valencia College, I made that fateful decision. I said, you know what? I'm not having fun. I'm not making money. What can we control? Can't control the money. Let's at least have some fun. I basically threw out the script and say, we're going to do it my way, which is my personal style of education, but still entertain them, bring them along with stories, right? And standing ovation. No joke, standing ovation. Even I was shocked by the reaction, right? The very next day I had to fly to Atlanta. Now I got to do a corporate event. Now I was talking to college students, and I remember having that moment going, do I go back to my default or do I go for it? Back to my default, go for it. I mean, this was like torturing me all the way up to the moment. And I said, let's go for it, because we know what that road leads to. And all I remember is I finished the presentation. Don't ask me how I got there, but I was on top of a table with one shoe in my hand and standing ovation again. And it was at that moment I realized I had found my style.
So I remember one day I got home late and my mother said to me, come here, in Spanish, ven aquí. And I said, no. Whoa. I didn't know back then. But as soon as that word no came out, it's almost like a Matrix movie. You want to stop it, run over there, grab the word. Okay, that wasn't supposed to come out of my mouth. But at that moment, my mother, she got the screw face. Do you know what I'm talking about, people? As soon as I said no, she went, and what did I do? I remember I turned and I started running. By the third step, I heard a whistling sound. A distinct indication that the sandal was airborne. And that thing had like a radar guidance system. It went under the table, around the corner, nothing but that, right? That was it.
I'm here with my man, Rudy G, man. The second day together, we just killed it with 11,000 people. This man is making it happen.
Plexus rocking in the house. Victor Antonio, DJ Rudy G.
You've got to do the hard stuff. I think that's what separates great speakers from not so great speakers, or known speakers from not known speakers. The best advice I give people if you want to be successful in selling, it's a three-step process. It's the easiest sales process in the world, and every book falls under this. It's like the unifying principle, right? First is empathy. Understand what they're going through. Before you even try to sell anything, let me figure out what you're going through. Empathy, right? Second, educate them. Now that I know what you're going through, now that I know what you need, let me educate you. Now this is the most important piece, because if I know I can give you information that you don't have, you're going to view me as the trusted advisor, like this guy knows what he's talking about. Let me listen to him. And the last part is empower. What do I mean by that? I don't have to close you. I don't have to close you on. I don't have to ABC always be closing you. If I've empathized with you and I've educated you on what you need to do and convinced you that I can help you, then the empower piece is like, do you want to do business together? Should we do something to move this deal forward? Are we ready to make a decision? And if you can do that, and you do it the right way, you don't have to force people into actually buying from you, and you don't have to feel icky about it. Do you know what I mean? People hear the word sales like, horrible connotation. No, I think sales is a great profession. No company can exist without a sale happening. Again, sales is a noble profession. I will profess that to the end of days.
So one day, I get home, I notice the sink in my bathroom has a leak underneath, right? So I open it, I look at it. And I look at it, and if you're a real man, what do? Yell it out, fellas, what do? Call a plumber. Spoken like a true wife.
Somebody says, you're like a comedian, which I'm like, no, I would never be a comedian. I think I do good storytelling. But every story has a great point.
A week or two goes by, the drip gets what? Bigger. If you're a real man, what do? I'm not the only one. I got a bigger bow, so I slid the bigger bow. And after a while, the bucket doesn't fit. Do you know what I mean? The bucket doesn't fit. So what happened? I decided to say, okay, it's time to what? It's time to man up. Let's do this thing. Let's get ready. You ever mentally do that when you don't want to do something?
If you tell a story, it has to have a powerful point. Or make a great point and then tell a powerful story to really seal the deal. So people go, I get that. I get where he's going.
It took me about a week. I build up to this. I'm going in. I go to Home Depot. I get the material. I come back. I'm going in. After some coffee, I'm in there, right? 10 minutes later, it's fixed. Now, why didn't I fix it in the first place? Because all that was in my brain, in my mind was, what? I'm not good at this, right? Because somewhere in our past experience, you had a bad experience, much like I had a bad plumbing experience, and that experience pushes forward into our brain.
A lot of people see the finished product on stage, right? The presentation, 45 minutes, he killed it. It's a great presentation. What they don't see, the 1,000 hours of studying that was all melded together to deliver that one presentation. And most people don't see that.
The biggest challenge today was our cameraman fell in a hole. All right. Oh! The things you do to get the shot. My man, give it up for Joe. All right. Ooh, that was a little scare right there. I was like, oh, whoa, we were jamming for such a while there.
I think the passion evolves over time. I don't think anybody just, wakes up one day like a switch and there's passion. I think, and again, memory is a wicked thing, right? Because you remember things any way you want. I think back when I was young and we didn't have a lot of money. And because we didn't have a lot of money, you always wanted opportunities, right? And so somewhere when I went through high school and then college, something clicked. You know what I mean? When you started gaining knowledge and you realize that if you can use that knowledge to, let's say, start your own business or do your own thing, right? I think that is when I discovered, I guess, what I needed to get to the next level.
Chicago in the house, West Side. All right, I was born in Chicago. My family's from Puerto Rico. And so, our upbringing was a little tough.
This is a picture of my elementary school. Now, suffice it to say that these wonderful swing sets did not exist when I was here. This is the hood now, man. What's wild is that's the house still. Everything else has been gentrified except my house. That's the house right there, baby.
And you've heard the story, if you heard me speak before, about the food stamps. Government cheese, powdered milk, clap if you feel my pain. All right, well, here.
Here, you want to understand my roots? Here they begin. I used to hang out in this gangway all the time. Used to love playing here. Learned how to play baseball in this little thin gangway.
Right? If the button broke off, the knob broke off your television, what did you use? There's some poverty in this room, right? Pliers, right? If your antenna broke off, what did you use? My God, there's poverty. A hanger.
People ask me, who's the best speaker you ever heard? And it's hard because if I ask you, how many artists do you have on your phone right now? You would probably say 40, 50, 60, right? Every artist, depending on what mood you're in, right, is the music you want to listen to. When I look at speakers, it's almost the same way. What do you need? If you need to know sales, then you may want to come to me for sales training and motivation, right? If you want leadership, you might go to somebody else. So when I look at speakers, I look at delivery.
I encourage you to get one out of your industry that specifically fits you.
There's a select few speakers, I think, and again, I go back to Zig Ziglar as my standard, or Jim Rohn, that can deliver at a level where it's not just content, but it's the delivery system as well. And so what makes me different is I've always tried to emulate, not copy or mimic, but emulate what they do. What do they do right on stage? And the best speakers can take a story, simplify it, deliver it in such a way that everybody gets it. but yet you bring them along for the ride. And I think that's the magic of speaking. If you can do that as a speaker, you'll always be successful.
Learned helplessness. When somebody believes they have no control over their environment, they become what? Helpless. It is the way we explain things to ourselves when something happens. Let me say it again. It is how we explain something to ourselves when something happens that will determine whether you will be successful or not.
We met last year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and you were wearing all pink.
Yes, I was.
Which made you really stand out.
Oh, yeah.
He owns that. That's what I like about it. So tell me, man, in the last year, tell me something cool that's happened to you, man.
Well, I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 15 or 25 pounds. I love Orlando, and I love being here with Amy Kosmowski.
We don't know who she is. But second to her, who's your favorite person?
My mom.
Okay, second to your mom, who's your favorite person?
Christy.
Okay, after Christy, who's your favorite person?
You.
We are different speakers. We are world changers. We are living a legacy. We wanna leave legacy.
My mission is to reach out to individuals. Again, from the stage, I want to talk to people. I want them to hear what I have to say, but I want them to benefit from my knowledge, what I've learned from a business perspective.
Because this is the formula for success, no matter who you talk to. Attitude will drive your behavior. Would you agree? And your behavior will drive your consequences every single time.
And if they can walk away with one or two things that they can implement in their business and then grow their business, that to me will be considered success.
So as soon as you say to yourself, you can't do it, guess what? It becomes possible. But why is it that we say things like that to ourselves? I can't do that. I'm not good with technology. I'm not good with plumbing. Do you know people like that? Yes or no? So here's what I want you to do. When you find somebody who's stuck, they say something like, I'll never be able to do that. That should trigger you. If there's somebody on your team that says that, challenge them, right? If they say they can't do something, I want you to what? Challenge them. Is everybody with me? Yes or no? This is the reason we hold back, because simply our brain says we can't do it.
I think the talent of any great speaker is connecting, right? Sometimes more than a science, it's an art. And I think when somebody's in the audience, what do they want? What did they come here for? Do they care how I look and dress? No, they're not going to really look at that. They're sitting there going, what's in it for me? Why am I listening to this guy?
It's our last day. Are we ready to party? Yes or no?
When you can make people laugh, when you can make them enjoy the storytelling piece, because we remember in stories, and the more visual you can make it, and you'll see when I present, it's very visual. You'll see a lot of body language, you'll see a lot of this, describing things with my hands, and all I'm doing is drawing pictures in the air. I'm trying to bring them into my brain, because I think once they can see the image in their brain of where I'm going, I think they'll just come along nicely.
3 days. The event is officially over. John Maxwell just wrapped it up. Talk about ending on a high note.
Victor's amazing. He's so magnetic.
Vic's the man.
So awesome. Awesome. He's crazy, man.
Victor Antonio had a lot of great energy.
Gets the crowd going. Gets right into it with us, throwing out all of his gifts. He rocks the stage. I love him.
He always gets us motivated. He gives us all the information we need.
He's great. He's energetic. He's kind of crazy. Oh my gosh. He's like the craziest thing in the world.
He's the man. Love that guy. Keep him coming.
This is Victor Antonio. I hope you enjoyed this experience. We talked about sales. We talked about marketing. We talked about becoming a speaker and maybe even starting your own business and then growing it. But this is only the beginning.
He's crazy, man. He's crazy, man.
I don't want to be that. Hey, today we're going to... What is my passion? That's such a tough question.